Smaug, Wicked Worm, is a Rakdos 5-mana 5/5 with flying. When Smaug enters, he creates as many tapped treasure tokens as our opponents have artifacts, and whenever we spend mana from a treasure to cast the spell, we draw a card and lose 1 life. Smaug, Wicked Worm is a crazy powerful card. Not CDH level, of course, so if you're gonna fight me on that, fucking come at me. You take your Queen of the Ale and shove it, and then give her to me. She's really expensive and I want one. I'm talking about bracket 3, bracket 4, your casual environment. There, Smaug kicks ass. And that's because he's a card draw engine that scales with mana generation. So long as we have treasures, Smaug gives us cards. On top of that, he kickstarts us with a bunch of treasures himself. And this is how I really want us to look at Smaug. He is a card draw engine that also makes mana. He is not Dockside at home. This is an important distinction because it changes how and when to play Smaug and how we build the deck. Dockside gave mana and then we needed cards. Smaug gives cards, so we first have to give him mana. I've done something a bit unusual today. Unusual for me at least. I've created a bracket 3 deck without any budget restrictions. This deck is like 1,200 bucks. That's in part because I often observe other people build decks in this way, and I wanted to try and see if you prefer it, but also just because it gives us access to some cool cards that work really well with Smaug that we wouldn't be able to otherwise justify. Turns out that a lot of the really strong treasure cards are quite expensive, and black cards in general, black cards are generally quite expensive. But if you're interested in a more budget version of the deck, although we're still looking at like 250 bucks, then you will be able to find that on my Patreon. Smaug inherently merges our mana and card draw needs. We can focus most of the deck solely on generating treasures because all of that mana will enable us to cast Smaug, even multiple times, and Smaug will then draw us cards to replenish our resources. Usually, when I'm building a deck, I start by asking how do we generate mana, how do we draw cards, and how do we win. With Smaug, the first 2 things are just figured out by default. They are trivial. There are a lot of really fantastic creatures in red and black that generate treasures, some even repeatedly. Ragavan Nimble Pilferer, Gimli of the Glittering Caves, Professional Facebreaker, and Grim Hireling all pay out for dealing combat damage. Ancient Copper Dragon is the baddest of this bunch, averaging over 10 treasures per hit. If this bad boy ever connects, we instantly win the game. I actually managed to stick one in the gameplay I recorded for this deck, and let me just tell you that you're not going to believe the turn I have when I manage to connect that attack. Then we also play attack-based treasure makers like Magda, Kellogg, and Goldspan Dragon, and various other triggers like Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, and Smaug the Magnificent. A friend of mine gifted me this beautiful Smaug the Magnificent in foil for a little treasure deck that I'm working on. Oh my god, look at that. Isn't it just fantastic? It's just a really neat card. It's also very good. Its treasure generation isn't really the main point. It can act as removal, but you know what? The fact that it generates treasure is just a really nice bonus, especially in this deck. In this deck, it's just an outstanding piece. Another MVP is Bonehorde Dracosaur, a 5-mana 5/5 with flying and first strike. At the beginning of our upkeep, we exile the top 2 cards of our library, which we can then play for this turn. If we exile a land this way, we also create a 3/1 dinosaur, and if we exile a non-land, we get a treasure. This card is incredibly powerful when we stick it because of its repeated value generation. Now, it might seem a little awkward to fit though, because it's 5 mana, and don't we want to play Smaug at 5 mana? And no, not really, not usually anyways. For Smaug to do anything, we either need treasures or our opponents should have a lot of artifacts in play, both of which are unlikely early on. We need to give both ourselves and our opponents a bit of time before we play Smaug. They should already have a bunch of artifacts in play, and we should be able to immediately get use out of him. We don't want to just cast Smaug and then do nothing. We want to cast Smaug, cast some spells, draw some cards. And you know, sometimes you just get scammed a little bit. I always test my decks in real games as I build them, and I'm telling you, I've never seen fewer mana rocks than during those matches, and so Smaug was a bit shit at times. Not as card draw, as ramp, as treasure generation he was a bit shit. To help with that, I indulged a little. Brand is a card I love because it's so hyper-specific. It's a red 1-mana instant with cycling 2 that simply says, gain control of all permanents you own. We can of course use this against theft decks or whatever, but that's not why I want to play it. There's another card called Pendant of Prosperity. This is a 3-mana artifact that enters the battlefield under the control of an opponent. They can then activate it for 2 mana to draw a card and put a land into play. But if they do, then the owner of the pendant, us, also does that. This card is ass. I've tried it quite often, but nobody ever activates it. However, if we brand it back to our board, then we have an artifact that for 2 mana draws 2 cards and puts 2 lands into play. Is this good? No. Is it fun? Hell yeah. And so I keep trying. It does actually make sense in this deck though, because the pendant is an artifact we can give to our opponents to make Smaug's ETB more powerful. And since we're at it, we can also play Hiflane Robe and Bucknard's Everfull Purse, 2 more artifacts for our opponents that we can also brand back for value. I just really like this little package, it's fun, and all of the individual cards are just fine by themselves, except for the pendant. Can just somebody... I just want people to activate the pendant if I give it to them. Is that really too much to ask? They never do. I really like this card, but it just never works. Anyways, so how do we win? Well, there is beatdown, and that's a very real possibility. We have a bunch of scary dragons in here, and even a Magda to search them out. Couple that with Obsessive Pursuit, and we can be pushing lots of damage very quickly. Obsessive Pursuit is particularly nice in here as well, because it gives lifelink, and Smaug has a tendency to burn us out rather quickly. A bit more explosive are Alchemist's Talent and Aetherflux Reservoir, especially when combined with Mana Geysir. These allow us to have Stormish turns that aren't combo per se, but will still generate such massive burn and resources that they finish the game on the spot. Other card highlights that lead to wins are Amulet of Vigor, making Smaug's treasures enter untapped, which works incredibly well with Blood for Bones or Ruthless Technomancer, essentially flickering the boy. This deck doesn't play any repeated sacrifice outlets, but you could, and if you do, you can go infinite here. Amulet of Vigor, Ruthless Technomancer, a sacrifice outlet, Smaug, and our opponents having a whole bunch of artifacts. They need a lot. They need a lot for this to work. But if that all is true, we can infinite mana Smaug. Okay, I didn't finish that sentence very well, but you know what I mean. Rite of Rebirth is also outstanding in this deck, essentially losing its condition and becoming a repeatable 3-mana reanimate, which is good because keep in mind we can just bring back Smaug and make a bunch of treasures and use them for something. This is bracket free, so we're playing some game changers. You don't have to play game changers in bracket free, but we can, so we will. I actually predicted this back when the brackets were announced that, you know, the free game changer limit for bracket free was really going to become a free game changer mandatory amount, and it sort of has manifested in that way, hasn't it? Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off track. I did also cheat a little because my game changers are Vampiric Tutor, Demonic Tutor, and Soul Ring. Soul Ring is not an actual game changer, but it should be, so I'm treating it as one. Tutors are of course always broken, but they're especially good here because our deck doesn't actually play that much card draw aside from Smaug. So if for some reason we can't depend on him, or if we just really badly need something else, we can just tutor out the Quorum Dissertation for card draw, or whatever the other thing is that we so badly need. Point being that this is a deck that is kind of dependent on its commander for card draw, and that is not very reliable. So I think the tutors are our best game changers because they let us fix whatever issue we currently have. They also let us find huge accelerants for win attempts. Mana Geysir, Goldspan Dragon Zorn. Look, I don't know why I'm trying to justify tutors, they're broken. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I got some gameplay again, gotta see the stuff in action, right? But first, please give the video a thumbs up and support me on Patreon. Lots of stuff on the Patreon, bonus videos, extra deck techs. You can have your decks reviewed, you can get the Jeopardy games. There's just a lot of stuff on there. Also the budget version of this deck. You can find the regular one in the description. Anyways, let's get into it. All right, what are we going up against? We're going up against Ishin, Bard, King of Dale, and Mangara the Diplomat. The question is, do we like our hand? I don't hate it. We gotta keep this, right? It's got enough lands, we've got some ramp, we've got an Embrace the Unknown and a Boneheart Dracosaur for cards as well. We do need red mana. That's the problem with this hand. I don't have the red mana I need. So I'm gonna fetch for Surveilland, and I'm gonna see if I can find a mountain or something similar. I like that our opponents are in colors that will play artifacts. Except for Mangara. Mangara might not. Tectonic Edge. Ugh, I'm scared. All right, let's grab ourselves the Surveilland. And then with this, we find a Nyktos, which is still colorless. Still colorless, but at this point, I think that might be okay. We just go with the Ursa Saga into a Mind Stone, and I think we can feel pretty okay about this. Yes! Artifacts! Elspeth makes a token. Nothing that really has me super worried. Although it is a fast Elspeth, and nobody has anything on the board to contest her, which could be a problem just because... What if she ultimates? I don't know, I can see that happening. Grim Hireling is also very interesting. Yeah, that's certainly better than going for the Fable, right? Wally does cool. Great, that means we can hit over there. Very happy about that. That's a problem over there. Monarch and that Elspeth? Ooh, I don't like it. Play an artifact. Oh, I guess that works. So each permanent with the most votes or tied for the most votes. The Azorius Signet has been voted on. Shouldn't be voting on the Elspeth or the court? Doesn't this make a huge flyer that we don't know how to deal with? I'm honestly really torn. I think both are problematic, but let's go with the Elspeth. No, my Grim Hireling, why would you vote for that? Oh, there goes my Grim Hireling. I suppose the Bard still has the option of taking out the War Leader's Call. They did. Well, sure, I'll take it. We could go Amulet of Vigor, but Smaug actually kind of sucks now. There's no artifacts left. Oh man, all right, let's play this. That's a land, thank you. Tap this for Felbar Stone. This is such a busted card. I never play with Sol Ring, so I just honestly, I'm not used to the experience, and it is truly unhinged. All right then. Well, we've got a big guy. I like it. Oh, Court of Grace is gone. We are just removing stuff apparently. Monologue tax. I think that card is actually pretty good. There's Mangara. Okay, look at us. Our Bonehoard Dracosaur survived. We are gonna get the Monarchy. There are 2 artifacts on our opponent's board, possibly more. Who knows? Like, we might play 2 spells. Let's see what we hit. Ancient Copper Dragon. Oh, and a mountain. That's a good card. That is certainly a Magic the Gathering card. Pendant of Prosperity. Yes, I love Pendant of Prosperity. So how much mana do we have? 9. That's enough for both. Man, this Sol Ring card is not okay. It's just like, I never play with this thing. I never play with it. And now I actually have it on the board for once because I decided to put it into the deck as a game changer, right? And God, it's so busted. It is so broken. Like, holy shit. I have so much mana. Give me the Monarchy. Thank you, thank you. Grab ourselves the dragon. Big old dragon. I definitely want to play the Pendant of Prosperity. I think best chance is probably this guy over here. I want somebody who will actually activate it. And that seems like our best shot. I wouldn't be surprised by a board wipe. Again, we just played the Ancient Copper Dragon because what else are we gonna do? Just let it go into exile? That doesn't seem better. If it does survive, we probably just win the game. Ooh, Wrath and Leo. 6 for Bard. That doesn't leave enough mana to activate the Pendant. I'm disappointed. Ooh, Brainstorm. That's a lot of card draw over there. Draw 6, put 2 back. Just refills the hand all in one go. Endless Horizons. Guys, this game might be over. Like, it genuinely might just be over. We'll see how much mana we make with this Ancient Copper Dragon. Alright, well, you got some plans. Good job. Alright, Dracosaur trigger. Let's see, maybe we find something nice. Fail to Profane and Obsessive Pursuit. Oh man, Obsessive Pursuit is crazy good, but I don't think we really have a use for it this turn. Ooh, and we got a land. Perfect. Let's go to combat. Kind of want to see what our opponents do, right? And let's see. Roll a d20. We got... Is that a 1? I did roll a 1. Oh, man. Oh, we rolled a 1. I don't think I need to tell you that is not the desired outcome. So do we even play Smaug then? Is there even a point? Oh, this makes my turn so much worse now. I'm just gonna play Smaug, I think. Cast Smaug. This triggers everything. We make some tokens. Thank you very much. Then we crack one of these for an obsessive pursuit. Draw a card from Smaug. Ooh, demonic tutor. Demonic tutor is of course interesting, but I think right now I don't really want to go for that. I'm just gonna dump more shit on the board at this point. Oh, we also got a vampiric tutor. Oh, we got a lot of tutors, I guess. Raph and Mikey is gonna get like a couple extra combats, which isn't super useful because there's nothing that can attack. Raphael the Night Watcher. Okay, things have double strike. I think we win next turn. There's a very good chance of that. Oh, no second attack. Okay. Come on, activate the Pendant of Prosperity. I can demonic tutor for Brand. Oh, I want to do that so badly. That's a lot of treasure tokens being sacrificed. It's an Elspeth, okay? It's not ideal. Alright, so no command zone, no. Well, Vampiric tutor for the Vat of Rebirth. Oh, nice, another artifact. Cast Ravnica at War. Exile all multicolored permanents. Get the fuck out of here! Bard is gone. Very good. So we want the Vat of Rebirth, right? Like, that's actually very important. So let's Vampiric tutor really quick. Grab ourselves the Vat. We draw the Vat. We get to discard some stuff. Probably looting away Embrace and the land. We just drew Brand! Oh my god. Do you guys see my hand? This is the greatest hand that has ever been handed. First, we attack. We're gonna go for the Monarchy. We can put some 1/1 counters on nothing. Should have played the Vat first. Sorry. In my mind, the Vat was entirely about the treasure tokens, but of course I want to play it so it, you know, like works with these guys too. But now they have more tokens, I guess. Let's start with the Hiflane Rogue. And I would like to ramp one land, please. And then we pass it along. Then we play our Vat of Rebirth. We need to sacrifice 4 things. So we activate the Vat of Rebirth on Smaug. So what we do now is we brand. This will let us draw a card, and we also get our stuff back. Why did we not draw a card? Ah, man, MTGO is... Okay, well, that's kind of awkward. Let's activate our pendant. So, we have the Misty Mountains Court. Let's just cast this. This will draw another card. That's a Goldspan Dragon. Goldspan Dragon is very good. This makes a treasure. This sacrifices itself. We get a dragon. Kind of another Smaug, actually, funnily enough. But we're back on the board. We're back. We've got some good stuff again. Hey, there he is. Ishan is finally here. He gets to play. Let's go, buddy. Mardu Ascendancy. I am so happy that we've got our Pendant of Prosperity. This is crazy. Look at this. 2 mana, draw 2, put 2 lands into play now. Alright, just a small little double striker. Who cares? That's looking like a board wipe. Or are they coming for Elspeth? Oh, they're coming for Elspeth. Never mind, never mind. Really? Ooh, that doesn't feel good. Put shoes on him, call it a day. That is a board wipe. Oh man. Let's fucking go. Grand Crescendo. I'm just happy if that guy is tapped out, so I don't really mind. Smoke comes back. There aren't that many artifacts, but we'll take 3. So, we've got some interesting options here. We need to find enough mana. I can demonic tutor for mana guys here. That seems better. Okay, I think I found my line. Okay, so here's what we're doing, all right? 1, and I'm gonna use a treasure here. We do need to just kind of like keep using treasures because we want to draw cards. So we'll use this to get the Goldspan, or like, yeah, to cast the Goldspan. This will double up our mana, or at least the treasure mana. Then we're going to play a card or look for a card that people always insist is perfectly fine to play in bracket 2. And I don't get it. Oh, well, that makes things easier. All right, here's a mana guys here. All right, mana guys here. Okay, we have 18 mana. Just need to make sure we're spending the right mana for the Aether Flux. And for all of our spells, we always want to make sure we're spending a little bit of treasure mana, but primarily are spending the mana guys here mana. So here is the Aether Flux. Now you might be wondering, Baumi, how do we go from here? Like, we're kind of out of cards in our hand. We're not. Got the Embrace the Unknown in the graveyard. Don't forget about that. That is card roll like crazy. We get to keep going, right? I just need to discard a land. Hopefully we'll find... Like, there's kind of 2 things we can draw. We can either draw gas or we can draw more lands. And more lands is just more Embrace the Unknown mana. All right, there is a land. We'll just play this land. And then I will just cast the Bucknards, I think. And then we'll use the Bucknards to hopefully make some more treasures. We'll use this. Roll. Come on. I need a little bit of a blessing after that earlier turn. I think we made 2 treasure. That's fine. That's mana positive. So we'll Valakut Awakening. So we're kind of taking a storm finish here. We can, of course, finish by just attacking. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all of this. Thing is a very high chance we'll find better cards. Oh, like Zorn. Zorn is great. Oh, and Ruthless Technomancer is also very good. All right, let's make ourselves some more black mana. I'm mostly making black mana just to make it a bit easier to track what we're doing. Smaug's biggest expense is really the life. Costs a lot of life to do what we're doing. I want to play this Technomancer and sacrifice Smaug. Ooh, but if I sacrifice him now, I actually need to immediately bring him back. Okay, we want to sacrifice a creature. We will sacrifice Smaug, and this will make 5 more treasures. And when I say 5, I mean 10, because of the Xorn. Turn Smaug to the command zone. I think it's probably better to just reanimate him. The Wrath of Rebirth is right there. We're starting to slowly run out of mana, guys, here, mana. But look at how many treasures we've got, so at this point, whatever. And now we probably just kind of keep going with the Embrace the Unknown. Then we Etherflux Reservoir and immediately shoot the guy that is potentially still able to do something. I just want to see, you know, like if they have something, then I want them to use it. Oh, there we go. Embrace the Unknown again. Fort Vessel. I mean, Fort Vessel is pretty free, so I guess I might as well play it. Oh, there's the Vigor. Okay. I don't know if we have another way to, like, use this, but whatever. It's a cheap spell. At this point, we're just casting cheap spells. Like, this is quite literally over. Okay, this guy has conceded. It's one of these things that would be a lot faster if you play this in paper. Just because you don't have to wait for all of MTGO's triggers and so on. And here we go. We got him! Smaug is a pretty crazy card. I've played him a whole bunch now. I actually first built this deck right here, which is Smaug, but all of the cards in it have to be EDH Rec rank 1500 or higher, which means that the 1500 most popular cards in Commander are not allowed in this deck. It's just a little bit of a deck building challenge I did, and I honestly have to say, it's really interesting, and also unhinged, your mana base just becomes total shit. Like, that's the main thing. This deck is just tap lands deck. But even that deck, even this one, was just nasty as hell. And I thought, hey, let's build something actually strong so you can be mean to your friends. If you want to be. If your friends are okay with it as well. But yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want the deck list, you can find it in the description. If you want a cheaper, slightly like a cheaper, more realistic version of the deck, one that I think you can actually afford, but that still is quite powerful, you will be able to find that on my Patreon. On my Patreon, you can also find bonus content, as well as have your decks reviewed if that's something that you're interested in. And of course, you can also support me directly, which would be great. Thank you very much for your continued support. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys. Goodbye.